Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. If you're new, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. You guys, it's about to rain out here. The actual graduation for the school nearby is happening. All the things are happening out here. But we're going to do this reading, okay? A couple things before I jump into the cards. I have this promise to teach you guys, and I'm teaching the kids, right? So, also I just washed my hair, so it's... I thought I would come out here and the sun would dry it, but I got out here just as the clouds came, so it is what it is, okay? But at least the locks are freshly washed for the new moon. So I was talking to my kids about screen time. You know, I'm a mom of a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old, and when I first got pregnant, I was like, my kids are not going to use the screen. Well, that flew out the window within a few years, okay? So now they have structured screen time. And you'll get why I'm sharing this with you shortly, I promise. And so, you know, like any kid, they're like, we want more screen time. And I'm like, no, because it's actually hindering the part of your brain that deals with cognition, that deals with memory, okay? It's going to make you dependent on the screen. You know how kids are. They're like, whatever, lady. And so I showed them a video, you know, of cognitive decline in students that are using a screen, whether it's for recreation or learning purposes. And my kids use screen for both for homeschooling sometimes. We have workbooks, but sometimes we use a screen or a tablet, and both for recreation, okay? And I model screen time with boundaries for them and their kids, so they still want a tablet TV. I structure it. They have to make direct eye contact with an adult after they get off a tablet. They have to go outside. You know, they have to ground, all these things. And still, there's still an impact to this. So I said to my kids, you know, if I told you that my water bottle, and it's water, had poison, but it was going to act a little bit at a time, what would you do? Would you throw it out and get a new water bottle? Would you say, well, it's only a little bit at a time, so I'll just drink a little bit at a time? Like, how would you handle this, you know? And my kids are smart. They said, no, you got to get a new water bottle. I said, okay. That screen is poisoning your brain a little bit at a time. They're like, so I said, well, let's talk about why it matters. And that's the part I'm bringing to you. So I said to my kids, do you know this country's at war? And they said, yeah, you told us that. I said, no, you don't understand. And then I looked it up for them. And you should look this up too. Right now, the United States is involved in 15 armed conflicts across the globe. 15. You can go to Wikipedia, it'll list 10 for you. Dig deeper, there's more. 15 total, 10 that are for everybody to see. And I said, it's not a matter of if, but when one of those countries uses a weapon. So we talked about what war is, what is a weapon, and how many different kinds of weapons there are. And so I talked about, in particular, a weapon that uses electromagnetic pulses. Well, they're kids. They didn't know what that was. So I said, okay, let's talk about electromagnetism and solar flares when it happens naturally. So we looked it up, and the last solar flare that was big enough to impact the planet happened on May 10th of this year, 2026. On May 10th, 2026, a solar flare erupted, and the eruption was so huge that it cut out radio signals across the Atlantic. Today's May 17th. I told my kids, listen, it's not a matter of if, but when one of these countries that we're in conflict with around the world at any given time, okay, decides that, you know what, America doesn't need electricity anymore. I said, what will you do without a screen? That's when it began to click for my kids. Because my son, you know, he's 7. He goes, wait a minute. If there's no electrics, there's no refrigerator, there's no stove. I said, yeah. My daughter said, well, we could put ice in a cooler. My son said, but there's no ice because there's no freezer. So now they've got it. They're going between themselves around, what do you do with no electricity? We've lived in the mountains all their life. Either in Blue Ridge Mountains, now we're in the Ozarks. I've lived in the Appalachian Mountains, near the Adirondacks and the Catskills. I love mountains, okay? So they've lived through electrical outages because of a snowstorm, because of an ice storm. They know what that's like to lose power because of a storm. You know, even an electric storm in the south, you know, it can get pretty dicey. But today I had them sit and think about what it would be like if we just lost electricity, period. Whether it's because of a natural solar flare or something intentional from an opposing country. How would they handle themselves? How would they eat? How would they get medicine? You know, what would they do? And my son picked up very quickly. He goes, well, there wouldn't be a store because there's no electricity. I said, very good. And within 15 minutes, my kids had sorted out for themselves why they need to monitor their use of screen time right now. And they agreed, hey, you know what? We're going to need our brains. We're going to need our brains. Mom's right. We're going to need to remember how to get from point A to point B without a GPS. And then we went over how to determine north, south, east, and west. And I did this with my kids, okay? And then we went over how to tell time without a clock or a watch. My daughter was like, whoa, you know. And I'm sharing this with you because I think this is time. It's time for all of us to really remember. It is so great to have all the conveniences that we have, but this isn't how we started, and it won't be how we finish. We didn't come in with technology. We're not going to go out with technology. Okay? So we came in natural. We're going to go out natural, and that's for you. All right? Holy Spirit, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, the legions who walk with me every day. Thank you for protecting me as I channel messages for my tribe. Thank you for showing me what I need to see and telling me what I need to know so I can protect my tribe as we live, learn, thrive, and grow. As above, so below, and so it is because it is so. Yes, I did. For those of you who are wondering, I finished harvesting Queen Anne's lace yesterday. I have so much Queen Anne's lace. I'm super excited about it. I left enough over there to go to seed, because y'all know that's how we got to do it out here, and keep that crop going. But then I harvested enough to make tea and tincture. So look for that on the apothecary in the next month or so. If you're looking for natural medicine that benefits women in particular, I got you. Okay. Here comes the wind. All right, let's get it. I see an emperor at the bottom of the deck, but let's see what else we got out here today. Starting off with the temperance card. I love it. Y'all know I love to start with the temperance card. Something is balanced out. Something has been alchemized. Something that was out of whack is now back in alignment. What else? A 9 of Wands. The Hangman. Wow. This is telling me something that's been waited on for a long time. Something has gone on for a long time with the 9 of Wands. You see how he's looking here. I mean, he really, I love this deck for so many reasons, but one, I love anything steampunk, y'all, okay? Your girl is all the things steampunk and goth. Y'all, when I was younger, I used to shave my hair and dye it either platinum or purple. I used to wear the studded spike collars on my neck. Doc Marten combat boots. Don't play. I was a teenager in the 90s. What you gonna do? Anyway. This man has been through it. Can you tell? He's been through it. But he hasn't given up. And he's not gonna give up. He's tired. He may even be frustrated. But he's not gonna give up. That follows a temperance card preceding a hangman. This is telling me that something that, it's like, you know that song, no, I was going to say the saying A Long Time Coming, but right then the song that channeled through was Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. It's been a hard day's night and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel alright. So after a long time, a long time of waiting for something, but not just waiting, surrendering. It's like surrendering to the process. There's some type of reward. This Temperance is a reward on that. 7 of Cups. And this is something maybe that's unexpected or you didn't think was coming. Or somebody wanted you to think that with the 7 of Cups. Somebody wanted you to think this wasn't coming. Knight of Wands. It's almost like the 6 of Pentacles. Seven of Cups again at the split. The 5 of Swords at the bottom. There's a lot of opposition here. That's why the 9 of Wands is here. This was some type of secret battle. This was something that was happening in the background. We had a lot of background opposition to this. Now, we started off with the Temperance, so whatever it is, it's balanced out. But it's, you know, this is wild. It's giving. Y'all know to take what resonates, but it's giving. No, not waiting for your ships to come in, but almost like believe. It's 7 of Wands energy, though. It's believing in a love that's real. Knight of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, wanting to build something with somebody, but wanting it to be equal, not just equal give and take, but you both are contributing. A venture where both people are contributing, where you're not the only one. 8 of Swords. Sorry, I'm like, look at this. Sorry. I scooted back a little bit more today because I went back and looked at my last video. I was like, I am really close, and that is too close for the cards. They really can't see. There's a mindset shift that happened. Yeah. 3 of Wands, yeah. This is wild. This is somebody mentally attacked. Oh shit, this motherfucker. I should have known. Yeah, I really do come to these readings like it's gonna be different today. This motherfucker. 2 of Cups. The Sun. Look. When I was a kid, Velveteen Rabbit was everything, okay? I forget who sings it. Y'all have to remind me in the comments, but somebody they sing about this old now. To love and be loved. Who is that? Y'all know the song. Anyway. This is giving, looking for something and waiting for something that can only be found within. But I'm telling you, this King of Swords, this is spiritual warfare. You guys know that spiritual warfare is real and the battlefield is your mind. So the 8 of Swords is no joke. And this is like it's like this person wanted you to be unable to see when you did receive your manifestation. It's like if you're waiting for your ships to come in, but all of a sudden you get blinded, then you'll never know if your ships came in or not. That's what this King of Swords wanted. I would say somebody, but he was at the bottom of the deck. We already know who it is. We already know who this is. We know this fool. We know this fool. We know him. We've seen him before. What else? No, this might be quick. I don't know. We'll see. What's up with this 3 of Wands? The Hierophant. Damn. You overcame, though. It's like, look, even if this person was able to blind you for a while, the divine was still going to come through for you. The divine was still going to make sure that you got what was yours. There's a lot of secret agents out here. There's a lot of people Finally came out, huh? That's what I'm saying. It was in the background. Damn. This was like by any means necessary. You were either supposed to be too blind to see when you manifested this, or you were supposed to be confused about what was for you or not. Either way, it would have worked. Either way, it would have worked. Tell me more. What are we talking about? King of Pentacles. I just got to tell you what I'm hearing. This is a passionate love. This is a passionate love. This is the type of love. Who is this? We don't really have any couples like this out there. If we do, I don't know about them, which is the point. If there's a couple out there like this, they're busy building together. Y'all might have some examples in the comments of a couple duo that's out there building together, slaying together, like doing it together. That's what you've manifested. You had a lot of opposition to this. People who thought you didn't deserve it, people who wanted it instead of you. But here's the kicker. This was already promised to you, or there wouldn't be this much conflict about it. There wouldn't have been as much spiritual warfare around it if it wasn't already guaranteed. Does that make sense? People don't go to war for stuff that ain't real. Well, sit in America as I say that. Bag. Okay. This right here. Somebody went to war behind this because it was real in this case. You were fated. You were destined to be in some type of union that produces long-term wealth. And somebody said, no, I want it for myself. Baby, this love is here. I'm hearing old-fashioned love song now with Hermit as I split. Next split's the Ten of Swords with the Four Swords. Damn. This love is here. Something paid off. The divine is the benefactor with the Ace of Wands out here. Damn, Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Shoosh. What else? Eight of Pentacles, you guys. Eight of Pentacles is right there on that Temperance card too. Listen, you heard of earning something through blood, sweat, and tears? You did that. You did that. I was talking to Spirit earlier, my spiritual shower, and we're talking about emotional stability and emotional security. And I told you guys I'd get you a podcast episode on that. I'll drop one this week for you. I mean, the best way I can, it sounds so silly, but it's not, because of everything you've been through. To anybody else who's not on a path that involves spiritual warfare, this isn't going to make any sense. But to my spiritual warriors, you will understand. You have fought for this. It was already yours, but somebody was trying to steal it from you. So you had to fight for what was yours. It's like the Fifth Element. Remember, everybody was trying to be Corbin Dallas, but Corbin Dallas had to fight his way to pick up the ticket in his name. Corbin Dallas had to fight for his spot. That's what this is like. So the little ball field right here, there's some little boys practicing baseball while the graduation's going on. It's a lot. That's cute. Here's what's so great. This thing been empty. Everything been empty all morning. Y'all already know it's Sunday out here. I'm like, oh, let me go read some cards. All of a sudden. But yeah, this is like fighting for your spot. But you make it. Eight of Pentacles on Temperance. You make it. Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Now it's up to you where you go next. It's up to you what you do next. You know, in Fifth Element, Corbin Dallas didn't have a choice of where he was going. He was on assignment. Remember, the military paid for him to go to Flossin Paradise to support this big event that was happening. He was supposed to... Y'all know the movie. Anyway, but this isn't a movie. This is your life. So Page of Pentacles, so you have a choice in what you do next. Temperance started the reading. You already proved that you can alchemize. You already proved that you know how to balance things out, how to align. So now you're sending, because this Two of Pentacles touching the World card and the Ace of Wands, okay? So now, new timeline, new cycle, you're choosing. It's an opportunity for you to choose, because you've already proven you know what to do. You know how to balance. You know how to align. You know how to walk in lockstep with the divine. Okay, the Hierophant's out here. You already know. You and the divine are friends. Okay? You are divinely aligned. So the divine trusts you with what's next. Six of Cups. That Six of Cups is on the World and the King of Pentacles. I'm just trying to tell you, there's some type of emotionally fulfilling connection available to you. I mean, Ten of Cups. The tarot deck is saying it in as many different ways. I'm saying it, tarot deck saying it. Now look, you could be sitting there like, I don't see nobody, Neff. Then it's you and you. You and your higher self got this together, Temperance, okay? You in lockstep with the divine, and you and your spirit team, you and the divine, you're in the driver's seat. The divine is like, where you want to go? And you're like, I'm going to go over here. And the divine says, I'm going to follow you. For those of you who don't want a romantic relationship, but this reading still resonates with you, this you and the divine. And your team is going where you say go. For those of you who've been manifesting love, you got somebody here. Fresh new beginning. It don't get no fresher than that. It don't get no fresher than that now. Oh. Five of Pentacles. Oh, Two of Wands. Empress. One moment. All right, a little motorcycle revving. How do you get over that? This is like, I have this saying, like, I mind the business that pays me. That's what this is giving. Five of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Empress. Minding the business that pays you. And it looks like you have the opportunity to do so. Maybe in this last cycle, you were trying to build something up for yourself, but people just come, you build it up, they come tear it down. You get started, you focus, somebody comes to distract you, somebody throws some chaos magic away, so you can't focus, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's over. This new cycle. Oh, that was a truck. That's somebody's truck. And this new cycle, you get to focus on what's going to bring you abundance. No more distractions. What's up with this King of Swords? Alright, see how this is coming out? We have two. This is the one I want, but this is who's showing. Five of Wands. So this King of Swords wants to bring you some smoke. With the Chariot, is going to make sure you get smooth, clean away. King of Swords. I said King of Wands. King of Swords is going to be bringing smoke to an empty doorstep. Because this is your new beginning. And your new beginning, you get to focus on you and what you're building without distraction. So if somebody got distraction, it's not, I mean, either you gonna move or they gonna move. But somebody gonna move with the chariot out here. Let's find out what's gonna move. What this chariot, where are we going? Four of Wands. You moving. Moving house. I heard walking on sunshine. Oh, walking on sunshine. Oh, don't it feel good? Yeah. Yeah. Four Swords. Yeah. The Four of Swords to the Four of Wands. That's the sweet life. That's the soft life. Put the death at the bottom of the deck. That's a major change. That's a major change after a major movement. Chariot to the Four of Wands to the Four of Swords. Y'all, somebody's spirit team about to beat out this King of Swords. I'm just trying to tell you. That's what this is. You gonna get in a chariot and go away, and this King of Swords about to get hold on. I guess some people are doing that instead of clapping and cheering. They're just gonna rev their engine. Ozarks, baby. Ozark style. It's okay. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, it's like this King of Swords tries to bring smoke to your doorstep, but you moved. But they don't know that. So they knock on the door and your spirit team be like, yes, in your voice. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And then the King of Swords be like, hey, open the door. And it's like beat down, beat down, beat down, beat down. Yeah, I grew up with Batman Adam West. Y'all remember that? Pow, bam, thwack, thump, that. Pow, wham, thwack, thump, kapow. Because this King of Swords is stuck in a cycle. You're not. And you're not where they think you are. You see what I'm saying? You aren't where they think you are. You moved. They don't know though. They don't know. This King of Swords does not know where you are. Ciao. Not with the death card at the bottom of the deck. Child. No, baby, you somewhere living a really good life. Knight of Cups. Oh, good Lord. To the Six of Swords. To the Five of Cups. You done left they ass in the past. Ooh, they upset about it. They are upset about this. I don't know why people think that somebody else is just supposed to be their emotional punching bag their whole life. That's weird. Like, why would you think that? Why would you want that? Like, that says more about your trauma than... Anyway, but you got, look at the Six of Swords is on the Chariot. And the Five of Wands. You're literally gonna rise above and move away from all this conflict, and they're gonna be left crying in tears, and your spirit team whipping that ass whooping, baby. Woo. The Strength card, child. See, the problem is you've already beat this King of Swords. Now they're embarrassed in their ego. You were supposed to have succumbed to them by now, and you haven't. So now they want to try to make an example. But here's what's so funny. This whole time, this whole past cycle was them supposed to be making an example out of you. They done already did their big one. They done already did their worst. Y'all, I'm hearing Big Bad Wolf and the Three Little Pigs. They done already huffed and puffed and shit. And baby, your house still... Not only is your house still standing, but you about to move. You moving out the brick house that they couldn't blow down. And you're going to go to another spot that they know not of. And they're going to come around to a brick house because I guess now they feel like they got tools to blow down brick. They ain't going to like what they find, though. They're not going to like it. Listen. God. They are so in their feelings that you got away. Now it's giving Scooby-Doo. Why all these references are so from my childhood. Yeah, my inner child is so happy today. That's all I can tell you. She real happy. She hyped. So she's here. But it's giving Scooby-Doo, the villains from Scooby-Doo. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddlesome kids. That's this King of Swords. This King of Swords is, I would have gotten away with stealing from you if it wasn't for the divine and your spirit team. Man, I could have stolen from you. Hilarious. That's too many cars. That's too many cars. That's too many cars. Oh, this person is mad. I mean hot. Child, they don't know where you are. They don't know what you're doing. They can't see nothing. Damn. They can't see nothing. But 9 of Swords to 10 of Pentacles. This is what they know you must be doing. 31 on the timer, which is 4-4. They know it. They can feel it in their bones that you're happy somewhere. And it's gotten them sick to their stomach. Lord Jesus. Because you were supposed to have succumbed by now. Do you understand? Last season, they were supposed to be making an example out of you. And they got left looking stupid. Child, do y'all understand? This is somebody who watched you overcome all the bullshit they put you through. Gonna let the wind do what it's doing. And now they're literally up at night, devastated that you might be happy. Do you know what kind of sick you have to be to only be happy when someone else is upset or someone else is down? This Look at this card. So I don't know if this person went to a reader and the reader said, I don't know, all I can tell you is they're happy. Because I'm picking up on this person can't spy or scry anymore. 33 on the timer, y'all. That 10 of Pentacles is followed by Judgment. That's why they're in the 9 of Swords. Because it's not just that you're in the 10 of Pentacles. You're in the 10 of Pentacles and it's Judgment, which means that 10 of Pentacles ain't going nowhere. No one can touch it. Not them. Not their mammy. Nobody can touch it. Nobody. MC Hammer. That's what it is out here. What else? 5 of Swords. Jump. It's your judgment to be in the 10 of Pentacles and their judgment to be in the 5 of Swords. Karma. The kids watched Holes the other night for the first time. They're finally old enough to get it. Y'all know Holes. Stanley Yelnats, okay? Child. It's their judgment to be in the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. While you 6 of Swords, the Chariot, 10 of Pentacles. It's Holes. Y'all remember Stanley walking down the street, get hit by a pair of shoes. Now he's in jail for something he didn't do. or a juvenile camp for something he didn't do, only to find an inheritance, Stanley's being unjustly judged and unfairly sentenced and worked and mistreated and abused, led to him discovering an inheritance from his ancestor that he thought was made up, but it wasn't, it was real. And he discovered his inheritance at the same time. His dad back home finally makes a breakthrough, and the truth comes out about who actually stole the shoes, which turns out to be the offspring of the old witch who had put the curse on Stanley's family. So not only does Stanley end up getting the inheritance from his ancestor, his dad creates a breakthrough formula that makes them millionaires now twice over, because they got a box of treasure and a whole $1 million business, and the curse is lifted because Stanley inadvertently fulfills the agreement of the curse by taking the blood. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's what is going on out here. In the meantime, while Stanley is 6 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles in the chariot with his family, Mr. Sir, Mom, and the warden, Sigourney Weaver, they go to jail. Their judgment is to be in the 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. It's holes. I'm trying to take Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I'm just telling you, this is wild. It's like all the stuff from my childhood. Fifth element, holes. But it's here. Somebody trying to take your inheritance from you, but it's got your name on it. Meanwhile, they're going to beat you and work you like a dog and all this shit. And not understanding the whole time what all they doing is lining you up for your destiny. Lining you up to break a curse that's been on your family for 100 years. Lining you up to receive from your ancestor who's always been yours. Lining you up to you sitting on $1 million, and they're just lining you up for that $1 million idea you've been sitting on to break. Congratulations, class of 2026. They're kindergartners. It's so cute. Oh, but wait, you know what? There's an elementary and a middle school back there. This the middle schoolers graduating, because the kindergartners graduated the other day. I was like, why are they doing it? There's 2 Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's fresh. No, that was the high school. He just said the high school class of 2026. Okay, that would make more sense. I was like, these people, they were honking loud horns for it to be kids, like babies. No, those are high schoolers. Good for them. Y'all. If you have somebody graduating, congratulations. And please know my prayers are with you, because I cannot imagine graduating in 2026, the world that these young people have to face. So, the Hermit. Touching the Strength card. Oof, and that 5 of Cups, child. The Magician. Wow. 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 Somebody... Wow. Give me one more. The Hermit and the Magician. Give me the Hermit and the Magician. Because I don't... Somebody's not what they look like, okay? Ten of Wands reversed. Somebody's not what they look like. It's looking like somebody is a curse breaker. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like somebody looked one way during... I did this. Somebody looking like Clark Kent, but they really Superman. I did this. Didn't I channel this recently, y'all? Okay, we're gonna keep with the theme. Y'all remember Jim and the Holograms? Jim is my name. No one else. Y'all remember Jim and the Holograms from the 80s? Come on now. Yeah, Jim was Jim, but then she was this rock star who knew some moves. Y'all, never mind. Y'all don't know Jim and the Holograms. What else? Y'all know the Hermit card makes it Batman, though. The Hermit Magician, Ten of Wands reverse, it's looking like Batman. But it's not. It's just somebody who works magic from the shadows to break bondages. That's what I can call it. That's what I'm seeing. That sounds like the Hermit Magician's like a secret magician? No, not a secret. But they do work in the shadows. But they're a real magician. But they must not look like it. I don't know how you're supposed to look like a magician. Hold on. I guess if you walked around like this, people would know you're a magician. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. What else? The Tower. Wow. So somebody didn't see this coming. It's giving... Y'all remember Method Man? His album To Cow 2000. There's a song on there, Torture. I love that song. Torture. Motherfucking torture. Y'all niggas know that album was fire. If you don't know Method Man To Cow 2000, that album was fire. Every track was... Sweet Love is one of my favorites. Sweet Love. I'm not gonna go there with y'all right here. No, okay. Yeah, somebody didn't know that somebody didn't know that somebody was a curse breaking magician. They didn't know. I mean, because whoever it is operates in the shadows. So, you know, you can't, not everybody can see in the shadows. Some of us can. Shadowborn can see in the shadows. I'm shadowborn. You might be too. I don't know. But somebody here wasn't. So they couldn't see that somebody was a shadow magician. We talked about this before. Some people are light workers. Some people are shadow workers. And I need for y'all to understand, I touched on this a little bit in the last reading. Don't be quick to judge people based off of what you see. You don't know who rides for them, who ride with them. You don't know. Especially if somebody's shadowborn like myself, you will never see my crew. They're in the shadows. Only people who are shadowborn can see my crew. So if you're a light worker, you don't know nothing about me. You don't know. You can only see in the light. And when you in the light, all shadows look the same, don't they? I'm just trying to put y'all on game. So you gotta be careful. You might not see somebody do something. They might not be vocal about it. I was taught when you do magic, you don't talk about it. That's how I was taught. Y'all, I don't know what y'all be learning on Google and Chat GPT though. Y'all new school wizards. I don't know what y'all be doing. I don't know. But old school, I came up on the read. And if it harms none, do what thou will. But some of y'all don't cross the boundaries. And y'all went with that path that said, do what thou wilt. If you know, you know. I don't judge your path. I'm just letting you know. The magic is older than that. And that's what y'all need to watch out for. I love a lot of these paths out here. I've explored so many of them personally. But I'm going to tell you right now, the old ways that I grew up in says we draw from the same well. So if it harms none, do what thou will. But because we draw from the same well, you gotta be careful, because you draw from a well to harm somebody that draws from the same well. So at some point you're poisoning yourself. Do you understand that? That's the old read. I don't know what the hell y'all up to these days. I swear to God. Y'all got me scared as I tell you, I swear. Witch talk from Etsy witches. What the bippity boppity boo was going on out here? I don't know. I don't know. But somebody got the surprise of their life. And it was just like that. That's how surprised they were when it happened. Let me get final messages and go with. Oh yeah, graduation's over. The sun might come back out now. What's this card say? Justice after the tower, touching the judgment. This justice about to touch this Five of Swords and this Hermit too. What I say? Torture. Motherfucking torture. He said, y'all niggas know. Go listen to it. Method Man. Holes. Fifth Element. I'm just saying. This King of Swords was bullying you, and they done effed around, and now they finding out. I'm just telling you. Let me explain something to you. I was born in 1980. I grew up watching Alfred Hitchcock. You guys know his favorite actress to work with was Grace Kelly. I mean, she was stunning, right? And he almost, and just so you know, Alfred Hitchcock was married, and his wife is who wrote most of the material. But because women couldn't really work back then, his wife did the work, and he would present it under his name. And he admitted this. He was very vocal about it. My wife is a genius. I'm just a front person because women don't have rights. He was very vocal about that. Very vocal about why he worked with women, why women were this, why women were that. And so Grace Kelly was his favorite actress. Okay. And then she married the Prince of Monaco. There's this type of vibe here. It's like you're destined to meet and marry somebody that's a big deal. And this King of Swords figured it out. And it's like, wait a minute. I want to marry the Prince of Monaco. Now, you know that the Prince of Monaco don't want the King of Swords, right? But what the King of Swords tried to do is effectively take your charisma off of you and put it on them. So one, when the Prince of Monaco shows up, he don't want you because you don't have the... Y'all get it? Or here's another way I can put it. Y'all know, because y'all know the story of Cinderella. King of Swords... gonna try to cut your feet off so the glass slipper can't possibly be yours, while at the same time binding their feet so the glass slipper fits theirs. I know it's crazy because it's crazy. It was never going to work. These are the plans of a madman. Do you understand? This is lunatic. This is lunacy. It was never going to work. I don't know why people think this way. I don't know why they thought. This might be like people listening to demonic influence, because nobody in their sound mind would think, oh, this is going to work. This is never going to work. Final messages. I mean, that justice is pretty final. After that tower, there might not be nothing else. Of course there is. The moon reversed. On the Hermit and the Magician. Child, when I tell you, this secret magician ain't a... And we started off with the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Leaving that reading here. This shadow magician ain't gonna be in the shadows no more. Everybody about to know that the shadow magician is a magician. The curse breaker breaks curses. Because the King of Swords done set it up that way. The King of Swords went so hard. And the fact that you survived, that's proof that you are this. I mean, it's holes. I don't know what to do. Look, this is your reading. I hope it brought you clarity and confirmation. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If it resonated, drop me a comment and let me know. If you like the vibe, please subscribe. hype up the video. Turn on your post notifications so the next time I drop a read, it'll show up in your feed. In between now and the next time I do drop a reading, trust your path, your process, and your purpose. Peace.